Hello, good morning. Welcome to day 30 of my challenge. Day 30, yay! 30 days I've been doing this. So I've been going a month basically, and I'm really pleased with the results that I'm getting. My everyday jeans are now the skinny jeans that I was so excited to get into a couple of weeks into this challenge. And the jeans that were my everyday jeans before I started the challenge, the ones that were falling off me when I was walking down the park, I can now push those off over my hips without actually undoing them. So this is why I don't need weighing scales to tell me where I'm getting the results. I can see and I can feel the difference, and things like that give me such a buzz. So I'm really happy with that. So what's changed since I spoke to you last? Well, I did say in my last update that I was going to try and reduce my food portion sizes again, and I did try to, but I found my mood dipped, and it didn't work well for my mood. So I've gone back to what I was eating before, which seems to be my edge. It seems to be if I go any less than that, that's going to be too little for me. But clearly I'm getting the results from eating what I'm eating, so I'm just going to carry on with that. I've noticed that I'm not thinking about my ideal image, what I'm aiming for, quite so much. In the early weeks of this challenge, I was just so focused on what I wanted to look like coming out of lockdown, and how slim I wanted to be and how toned I wanted to be. But now that I'm pleased with actual results that I'm getting, I can feel the difference. I can feel how much smaller my stomach is. I can feel the tone that's coming. Now that I'm feeling those results, I'm less looking at the image in my mind, and I'm just kind of thinking, well, okay, I'm just going to keep doing this. I think the end of lockdown is now in sight. I'm starting to see signs up, people saying, oh, it's so many days until the pubs open again, and this kind of thing. So it definitely feels like we're having gone past the peak of my challenge. I'm now coming down the other side, and the end's in sight, and I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing and hopefully keep on getting the results that I'm getting. So that's that. I think my key word at the moment is determination. I'm determined to get things done. Like yesterday I did some painting on the outside of my house. I was just determined I was going to do a certain amount of it. And upgrading, determination and upgrade, those are my two key words. So we're now into week 5. I need to choose a treat for my week 4 efforts. I didn't have a treat at the end of week 3 because I'd had that one day when I came off the diet effectively for my husband's birthday, and we did have champagne, so I did have a treat anyway in that sense for the rest of that week. And clearly that one day off hasn't done me any harm because I'm still getting the results that I want to get. So I need to choose myself a nice little something for my week 4 treat. I don't know what I'm going to have yet, but I'm sure it's going to be something in the sort of clothes, makeup kind of department. The only other thing really to mention to you guys is I've done a little bit of an update on my website, which is https://think&growslim.com. I did have a recommended products or recommended resources page before, but I've now split it into 3 pages because there's so many books on there that I wanted to recommend. Of course, I don't expect you to read all of them, but they're just books that I've read over the years that have really helped me. So I thought, well, I'll put them on there, and then, you know, if that's something that you're interested in, you can pick the ones that are of interest to you. I've also put exercise equipment, because at the moment it's doing the exercise at home that's making all the difference to me. It really is. I think the exercise is making more difference than the healthy eating plan, because I was already eating fairly healthy before. So I've shared some links to some things that I use for exercise at home, and then just generally products, so things like kitchen scales, things that if you haven't already got, you probably are going to need to have in order to help you on your own journey to slim. So with that example, I do some baking. I tend to make my own, if I have any sweet treats or anything like that, I tend to make them myself, for the simple reason that I don't put any sugar in, and I want to know what's in there. I don't want to be eating loads of stuff with preservatives and things, so of course you need scales for baking, but they're also really useful for things like measuring out rice or breakfast cereal or things like that. You need to know what you're having. If you're having too much, of course it's going to slow you down in terms of getting results, but if you have too little, that's when you're not eating enough, and that's when you start having things like the energy dips and start feeling hungry and things like that. So I do recommend things like that, but as I say, there's a page on the website if you want to have a look at the things that I'm recommending. So that's me for today, really. I talked a bit in some of my blog posts about premium quality fuel, and I think that's worth mentioning. We all know that if you put the wrong fuel in your car, it's not going to work. So I think it's all credit to the human body, really, that a lot of people do eat junk, as I did that one day. You know, if you eat a below quality fuel diet, you know, it's all credit to your body really, that it carries on working, and just, you know, you might feel a bit under par, and you might get ill if you continue to do it for so long. But if you eat the right fuel and you put in the premium quality fuel to your body, then it's going to work at its best. So something to think about if you're thinking about upgrading the quality of your own diet. Anyway, that's for me for today. I'm so pleased with what I've achieved in this last month. It just shows what I'm able to do if I put the effort to it. So I shall speak to you again soon.